Chapter 3. Bastian gets married. That's the same afternoon Charlie, Stoff and Bastian traveling by train and to town in Trofal. Charles was surprisingly very careful of appearance of a found room of Bastian in a different house from where he was staying. On Sunday they went to church and then walked around the town. And on Monday Charles made the arrangements, and by 9 o'clock at Tuesday morning they were husband and wife. For the first time in her life Bastian had gone against her parents' wishes. She went cut with fear when she thought and their first meeting with her new husband, but she felt she had to tell them as soon as possible. And now the most important thing was to get home at St. Mary's, so in a great hurry they packed their bags and caught their train to Spain. They arrived 2 hours before and both left, so to pass the time they decided to walk along the cliff a little way. It was a hot summer day, and Charles wanted to have a swim in the sea. Bastian did not like the idea of sitting alone while he swam, but I, I'll only be a quarter of an hour, Charlie said, and Bastian possibly accepted this. She sat high up on the cliff and ran across the beach to the sea. She watched him for a moment, then stared out to sea, thinking about her family. They were probably not worried about her, because she had something missed the boat before, but they were expecting her to arrive today and to marry David Henday or David tomorrow. How angry father will be, she thought miserably. And another will say, I made a terrible mistake. I almost wish I had married Charles. In the moment of madness of dear, what haven't I done? This made her think of her new husband, and she returns to look of him. She did not appear to be in the sea any more, and she could not see him on the beach. By this time she was frightened, and she climbed down and puffed as quickly as her shaking legs could manage. Of the beach she called two men to help her, but they said they could see nothing at all in the water. Soon she found the piece where Charlie had left his clothes, but by now the sea had carried them away. For a few moments she stopped there without moving. There was only one way to explain this: Sunday disappeared. Her husband had drowned, and as she stood there, it began to seem like a terrible dream, and the last 3 days in her life with Charles seeming to disappear. She even had difficulty in remembering his face, how unexpected it was, meeting him each day. She thought, and the wedding it really agreed to do it? Are we really married? It all happened so fast. She began to cry, still standing there on the beach. She did not know what to do, or even what to think. Finally, she remembered to the boat, and catch the boat home, seeming the easiest thing to do. So we walked at the stand around for someone to carry her luggage, and went down to the boat. She did all the automatically in the kind of dream. Just before to be left, she heard part of the conversation which made her sure that Charles was dead. One passenger said that to another, a man drowned her earlier today, he swam out too far. They say, and stranger, I think some people in the boat saw him, but they couldn't get to him in time. The boat was a long way out to the sea before Bastian realized that Mr. Hiddes was off the boat with her. She saw him walk towards her and quickly took the within right of her left hand. "I hope you're well, my dear," he said. He was an heavily red-faced man and 55. "I want to come across and meet you. What hard luck that I missed the boat on Saturday." Sebastian had to agree and smile and make conversation. Mr. Hidden had spoken to her before she was ready to say anything. Now the moment is passed. When the boy arrived, her parents were there to meet her. Her father walked home beside her, Mr. Hidden, while her mother walked next to Bastian, talking all the time. "I'm sorry, but chill. I'm so happy, my shit," said Mr. Twellis in her low, cheerful voice, "that you'd kept your promise to marry my Hindley. How busy have you been? But now things are all ready for the wedding, and a few friends and neighborhood are coming in for suppers this evening." Again, at the moment of confidence had passed, and Bastian stayed silent. When they reached home, Mr. Trigg then said, "Now, Bastian, hurry up to her room to take off your hat. Then come downstairs and must go to kitchen." The young woman possibly obeyed her mother's orders. The evening was very successful of all except Sebastian. She had no chance to tell her parents the news, and it was really much more difficult than I have been at first. By the end of the evening, when all the neighborhood had left, she found herself alone in her bedroom again. She had come home with much to say, and had said none at it. She now realized that she was not brave enough to tell her story, and as the clock struck midnight, she decided should stay out and thought. Morning came, and when she told and Charlie it was more with fear than with love. His mother called from downstairs, "Bastian, time to get up. Mr. Hitler will be at the church in 3/4 of an hour." Bastian got out of bed, looked out the window, and took the easy way. She put her best clothes on, confessed nothing, and kept her promise to make Davy Hidden.